Hello and welcome back to On the Bucket. Today we're going to talk to you about what you should look for when buying a pet snake or pet reptile.
Hi! 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 Hi!
Welcome to our channel.
Hello.
If you enjoy learning about reptiles and having a good laugh, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button.
Hit.
Smash it. Smash it. Smash it right now. And don't forget to hit that notification bell.
Hit.
Smash it. Okay.
Smash.
I have our friend here.
Charlie!
How are you?
And we're I'm holding one of my fresh babies from a litter that was born a few days ago, and he's holding one of my leopard geckos. When you're going to buy an animal, a reptile especially, or we're dealing with reptiles, so we're talking mostly about reptiles, but the same concepts can be applied to just about any animal. One of the first things that you want to make sure is that you're buying an animal that has eaten properly. If an animal has not eaten properly, then there's no guarantees that everything's okay with it. There's lots of breeders that are going to shows and selling animals that have never eaten before, and makes things easier for the breeder, but it's really something that should never be done. You see, I have this snake, it looks beautiful, it looks healthy, it hasn't eaten its first meal. So I can't sell this snake. And do you think I'd like to? It'd be easy, it'd be tempting. Yeah, someone offers me what this snake is worth right away, says I want to take it now. I'd like to take that money and give that snake away. Like, it makes it a lot easier for me. Then I don't have to get it to eat. That's their problem. The only way that I would ever do that is perhaps if it was somebody that already bred snakes and they said, look, don't worry, I'll take care of it, and on the condition that if anything does go wrong, it's totally their own fault.
Yeah.
I take no responsibility because they wanted to do that. But personally, I will almost never do this. Charlie's taken babies from me before, and that's okay because Charlie knows how to take care of them. But I would never sell a snake like this to someone that's never had a snake that says, oh, I want it right now, just because they want it. And you have to ask yourself too, as a breeder, what kind of breeder do you want to be? Do you want to be somebody that people trust? Do you want to be somebody that people can rely on? Or do you want to be somebody that's just breeding snakes to make money? Now, yeah, you make a bit of money breeding snakes, you can, but there's a lot of time put in it, especially if you're going to do things properly. So personally, for me, I don't want to sell anyone an animal until it's eaten. So for instance, this snake, let's say there was a snake show next weekend, I would not bring any of the snakes that have not eaten to the show. I just wouldn't do it because they're not strong enough yet. They're just literally like newborn babies. So I wouldn't do that. First, I want to make sure that a snake has eaten a few meals, and then that everything is going well, everything's fine, and now I can say, I know that this snake is doing well. I know that you have a nice little baby that's not scared of people, that's not going to be striking you, and I know that if you take this snake home, you're going to put it into its home that you have for it, you're going to feed it, and it's going to take the food right away. And that's one of the most important things that can happen for you when you bring a snake home. Charlie bought some snakes at a reptile show just recently, and we don't know for sure if they've never been fed, but I'm pretty sure that they never had their first meals. Tell them what it's like.
It's actually kind of frustrating because you're putting the food in front of them and they don't know what it is. So you're trying to feed it, and it's gone months and months, and it's like, I know myself that if I go without breakfast, I'm not exactly the strongest or healthiest person for the rest of the day. So I can imagine that they're not being strong. But I finally got one of my little snakes to actually eat something, which I'm very happy about. I got so excited about that. I almost texted him and said, hey, I got her to eat.
Yeah, and it's just like, that's exciting, but it's like it shouldn't have to take that long. It should be that you can take that snake home and feed it. And so you have to really ask yourself, as a buyer, am I buying an animal that is going to be eating? And is it going to be eating frozen thawed, or am I going to have to feed it live? And then as a seller or breeder, are you selling people animals before they have been established? Now, another thing that can happen as a buyer is we can be excited. You know, I've been super excited in the past, and I've made these mistakes before, and lots of people do. I went and I bought a tortoise right away because I wanted one so badly. I met someone in a parking lot, I gave them the money and took the tortoise, and its back legs are not strong. So Lola, my tortoise, has issues with her back legs, and I feed her properly and treat her properly, and her legs are slowly getting better, but she was malnourished or not treated properly, and I just wanted a tortoise so much that like I just got her, and I really regret not looking her over, not making sure that she could walk properly. And I didn't even know until like my wife was like, she's dragging her back feet, like why isn't she walking on all fours? And I didn't even really think, I thought, oh, maybe it's a shell, it's, you know, it's heavy and that's how they move. But no, they should be walking on all fours, and they should be strong enough to do that. And that annoyed me so much, and that's just disgusting. Like to treat an animal like that is disgusting. And Charlie recently had the same thing happen when he went to go pick up some leopard geckos. He was super excited about going to get them from a guy from Kijiji, and what happened?
One had really bad, what was it, stuck shed on her eye, and he actually pulled it out, and I think it was like a good, 3-4 different layers. So it was in her eye, like in here, and he just pulled it out. But she also was having issues with shedding, and they were thin, and the other one was just very thin and weak. And it was lively when I went to get them because I think they were scared. But when I got them home, he went through them and he noticed all the things that I had to work on to take care of them.
And it can happen to anyone, so we don't want to beat on Charlie or on me or on anybody, but it's just like, think about that excitement and think about the animal. Put the animal first. I want to get a quality animal. I want to make sure the animal is healthy. I want to make sure this animal was treated properly. With a snake, look at the eyes. Are the eyes clear? Look at where where their butt is in the tail. Same thing with snakes. They have the tail, they have a little hole, and you look at that hole, you make sure it's clear. Have they totally shed? Is there stuck shed places? This guy wants to hang out with you, Charlie. But when you're looking at geckos, look at their eyes. Are they clear? Look at their body. So when I saw these leopard geckos, they were dehydrated, so they needed water. They were underfed, and one had a stuck eye, and I'm just like, Charlie.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know.
Yeah, it's just because you go to somebody, let's say on Kijiji, you're excited to buy something and you want it, and you're thinking about that so much that you're not really looking at everything. So you need to do that. You need to look over the animal, make sure the animal is in optimal condition, make sure that its scales are all nice, make sure that everything looks good, that it's doesn't have any mucus or anything, that there's no stuck shed. Check the tip of the tail, check the butthole, check the eyes, check the mouth, check the breathing. And when you go to somebody, let's say you're going to a place or a shop, usually you have more time. When you go to pick up something at someone's house, let's say off Kijiji, don't just go give them money and take it. Make sure that you look at that animal, make sure you investigate it. Because you're going to have it for the next, let's say, 20, 30 years. So, you have the right to check it. Sometimes we feel like, it's kind of rude to do that to someone. Here they are, they're selling me something, and I should just give them the money and respect them. But that's nice, and maybe you can do that with someone you really trust. But if you're getting something off a stranger, there's a lot of people trying to scam. So it's just, you have to be ready for that, and also understand that, like, that's sometimes why some things are super cheap, because people are just trying to get rid of them. So yeah, you can get that deal.
Yeah.
And it might be very well. I've gotten some really great deals. I love deals. But I always investigate that animal. And then sometimes, you know, if you're not as much of a deal hunter and you just want to find a really great animal, then be willing to pay for it. Be willing to pay somebody like me that's basically spending more time to make sure that that animal is in perfect health for you. Because I can just speak for myself. I can't speak for other people, right? You go to those other people, you could get a great deal too, but are they doing that, right? So make sure that whoever you're buying animals from are giving you animals that are in perfect health, that are eating properly, and that don't have issues.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that was wonderful, wasn't it? Now make sure you
Take, sugar. Take, sugar.
yeah, click the circle.
Yeah, I did.
And then watch this video or this one.
No.
Yeah?
No.
Yes. It's not that hard. Which one appeals to you more? Is it this one or is it this one?